Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I'd just like to thank you for this family, friends, and community that me and John and the rest of us have created together. They have been a big moving point in my life. I've had a lot of days recently where I can really reflect on where I'm at and what got me here. And I just want to say I'm thankful, Lord, that you allowed them to be in my life. Lord, thank you for these beautiful days that you have given us, whether it's sun, it's rain. We are still able to walk this great earth that you have provided for us until you come back. Lord, please forgive us all for all our sins, that we will never amount up to you, but we will always strive to be as close to you and like you as we can be. With all that to say, in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
What is up, guys? And welcome back to the Skeptics Podcast, episode 33. We're getting up there. Getting old. 27 and 25. We only got a couple years left in us.
Hey, that goes into... I'll save it. Go ahead.
But, yeah, I hope everybody out there has been doing great.
Yeah.
Me and John just had a great discussion
Whew.
that we should probably start bringing on here. I'm just going to have a mobile podcast that we can just continue to talk about things. Sorry, I had to really weirdly look in there because at first I thought there was a weird glare going on. But start off every podcast. My name's Dylan Hurley. This is John Boy. To get to know John Boy a little bit better, we always ask John Boy at the very start of the thing.
Yep.
How you doing, brother?
Doing good. I'm going to use this one today, though, because I say like I'm doing good, or there's one time I said I wasn't doing good, I'm pretty sure. I like to keep it real, but I'm going to use this one today to throw some curveball out there. I'm trying to remember exactly what I was going to say, but let me say the thing I was going to say a minute ago. What'd you open with?
Prayer?
Yeah, but then you said something.
Yeah, introduce ourselves. Is that what podcast number we are?
Yeah.
And ask you how you're doing.
I had a curveball to throw.
But luckily, I don't play baseball. Be a strike.
I'm trying to remember what it was specifically. No, you said something right after the prayer, and I said, "Oh, I'll tell you," but then I was like, "Well, I'll tell you in a minute."
No, you said that before I started praying.
No,
I don't know what you were talking about, but
no, it was after the prayer. We just said it.
Guys, put in the comments what I just said because we can't remember anything.
That's crazy. I've 100% lost it.
That's
so
crazy.
That's how I'm doing. I've lost it today. I was gonna throw a curveball. Can't remember what it was, but yeah.
As somebody that knows you,
Yeah.
and as seeing in real time that you lost it, you're still one of the most knowledgeable guys I know. So
It wasn't important.
I don't
That's
know
why
if we
I
got
lost
some
it.
MK Ultra stuff going on. I just finished the Black Ops 6 campaign.
Oh, yeah.
I've been pitching my idea for the next one. I think we already talked about it on here. Sam, boy, you need to watch this because you know it's a good idea. I'm looking right in the camera, right at Sam.
Yeah.
Everybody put in the comments, Sam should watch this. But
Yeah.
it's been a wild day.
Yeah, it's been interesting, I think, for both of us. I want to say just a quick note. We were talking a little bit about, before we get into like our main topics, we're talking a little bit about style and like the opinions you've been getting from other people on your style currently versus mine. And you know something interesting? When I had short hair, that was the lamest guy ever. Y'all didn't really know him. Nobody really did. It's kind of in the past.
He's a ghost.
yeah, for the CIA.
Yeah.
But as soon as my hair started getting long, dude, chicks were telling me how cool it was. Dudes were telling me how cool it was. And so that's why I really fed into the long hair. And I actually credit it to my cousin. Shout out
Kid Rock.
My cousin Megan. Because I'd said something about like wanting long hair, and she was like, "Well, just do it." And I'm like, you think it'll look good? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And with no idea how to grow long hair to make it look good, I was rocking like a number 2 skin fade.
Mm-hmm.
So skin fade into a number 2 on the side and like a number 6 maybe on the top, about as long as my finger on the top. And
what do the numbers represent?
And I would comb it over. I don't know.
Because I used to try to look for stuff to cut my own hair, and I was
Yeah.
like, I use the number 1 on the side. Is that 1 millimeter? Is that 1 inch?
I think it may be millimeters.
But
That's close. A 1 is close. When I shaved my whole head, I did a 1. Oh,
I used to do a skin, like my hair growing right now is from a skin number 1 fade, or a number 1 to a number 2 or something. And I can't remember what the top was. They never really told me what the top was. What you were saying about your hair.
Oh yeah, and I've grown it long, and I was talking with some other people, and everybody seems to like it long. And there was one point in my life it caused me a little bit of like heartache, I guess is the right word. But we worked through that. I'm a pimp, hair's looking super G. So
The long hair with the guys seems like I'm saying it seems like it's coming back now, even though you've rocked it for so long.
yeah,
Because I know what you mean. It was actually funny. A group I was talking with last night at dinner, we were talking about how I believe there's one religious group, and you can believe whatever you want. I don't care.
yeah.
But it's like guys aren't supposed to have long hair.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I think Jesus had long hair. I don't think he was walking around with a skin fade.
Yeah.
No, I don't know that, and I also don't know if that group even believes in Jesus.
He was lined up, had a lightning bolt on the side.
yeah, like the Thor going on.
Yeah.
But that would actually be wild. The day he comes back, he's on the horse, the sword. And I'm like, that dude's cut a clean looking cut.
Dude, he is fresh.
He's fresh. That would actually be wild.
I think
Not the picture I have.
I
But
remember my curveball.
hit me.
All right. So I've been thinking more about tattoos recently, and that goes into kind of what we was talking about now, of like styling and stuff. And I've been thinking on it. And I normally like, if I'm going to do a piece to remember somebody, a commemorative piece, I struggle sometimes to come up with a good one. And I've come up with one for you.
No, dude, don't get a tattoo of me.
No, not of you.
That's
weird.
or anything of me. You don't even need to get a tattoo of me. I'm not worthy of a tattoo on anybody.
I don't know. I disagree. But
you get a tattoo that says something that's got like a double meaning. It could say like, I'm trying to think of something.
oh, nobody would know exactly. Nobody would even know.
Well, what is it? Or can you say it?
Do you really want to know? Yeah, I can say it.
Yeah.
I was going to take a picture of your M4 at the state it is when you pass, and I'll get that put on my side.
When I die,
Yeah.
you're gonna get a tattoo at like 85.
No.
Oh,
This is if something tragic was to happen.
I got you.
Yeah.
You can just have them for if I die.
I plan on taking it,
Yeah.
whether it's
Let's
whether it's willed to me or
It's already
not.
felt. Just kidding.
But I was like, that would be cool. Because
Right.
then nobody knows. They're just like, oh, he likes guns. Like, he's crazy.
Yeah, you
Have one on him.
You try to get them to touch up the amateurs on the very side.
I'm gonna
of it.
I'm gonna have it very correct. The writing and everything.
That would go kind of hard.
That would be hard, dude.
Yeah. Anything with the amateurs.
Yeah.
And if anybody doesn't know that, that's what our shooting group is called. It's called the Amateurs. Shout out Riley Reed. The amateurs written in like the Constitution words
Yeah.
would just be hard.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think we're a lot of patriotic guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So definitely having that in that kind of writing. I wish I could. You got that somewhat similar writing on your M4.
Yeah, I tried really hard. I had to go to Hobby Lobby. So here you go. If anybody's trying to do any kind of, go to Hobby Lobby. I had to buy some sparkly letters that are in a cursive font, and I stuck them on there, and then I painted over them and I peeled them off. Yeah. So that's the only way to do it that I know of.
I printed all mine off at work.
Yeah. Unless
then
you're a G.
And then stippled them on there.
Yeah.
And then just spray painted over them and everything. But yeah, the amateurs tattoo would actually be pretty hard.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of days recently where we're a lot of reflecting. I've been in a course for it. John's went through the course already. And
I'm reflecting constantly.
yeah, right.
I mean,
and I think it's a good idea.
yeah.
I was listening to DJ Shipley was on PBD,
Yeah.
and Cole was, and their mindset to be such high performers is the most straightforward mindset ever.
Yeah.
You push everything else out except for the one thing that you need
Right then.
to go.
Yeah.
And that's a very hard concept when you really think about it. Me just saying it right now is it's like, oh, well, that's easy. I mean, if I'm just going to be set on something, that's how I need to go with it. I'm actually going to be honest with you. I don't really know where I was going with that. What were we talking about before? Sorry, guys. This pod's all over the place.
We were talking about, I told you I was going to have a curveball, but it is what it is. I'm a little bit scatterbrained, but you were talking about reflecting.
I know we were talking about improving.
Yeah.
In a way. But I guess the point I was getting at was he set such a baseline way to get to where he was at.
Yeah.
And how much that you would have to sacrifice to be able to improve that much in a specific area. And there's tier 1 guys to the top of the thing. So being able to balance that with like the goals that we have, I mean with life, I don't mean just with like gun stuff and everything.
Yeah.
Trying to balance the two different ways, reflecting, that's what I was going to get at. He was talking about how much he changed from when he went in the military to coming out of the military, to coming out of the military with the mindset I just had. This is my goal. This is what I need to do. And this is how I improve in the same way.
Yeah.
Well, anybody that's ever told you in their entire life, I hope I don't change when I get older, you're probably wrong. Because a lot of the stuff I thought when I was 16 is a lot of dumb stuff compared to now. Funny thing is the girl that I was talking to in this thing that we had, there was a big fitness passion for both of us. And I was so interested in talking about the myths of training.
Yeah.
Like, girls shouldn't lift weights. They should do cardio. Don't eat a lot of protein. This and that.
Yeah.
But the improvement ways. But something that's interesting with you is I've been seeing you get to do something different that possibly is improving you in real time.
Yeah.
So John Boy has been coming working out with me now. How long do you think it has been at this point? Has it been a month or 2 months maybe?
It's been like 2 months.
So getting back into it, and I know that you were doing it before.
Yeah.
You were doing it before on kind of a different program than what we're doing now.
Very aggressive.
Have you been able to see any kind of change, and I'm not just saying muscular and endurance-wise, in maybe mindset, the way that you hold yourself when it comes to maybe getting in a routine? And honesty is what we're going for here. If you say no, you're a very interesting case study.
Not really mindset. Mindset, it's actually, it depends on what aspect of mindset. If you're talking about my day-to-day mindset, I think it's had a little bit of a negative impact. And not negative in a bad way, but negative in a good way. And I know how that sounds. It's like, how can it be negative and be good? Well, if you realize that you're doing something that's probably not good, excuse me, then that's a positive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, for one, my sleep is crazy. My sleep, it's like, it's never the same, I don't think. Like from one day to the next, like I don't have a strong schedule. And then I've also been questioning how much sleep I need. I'm not sure. I thought about trying to see a specialist on this, but like I barely got 5 hours yesterday, and I felt very awake when I woke up. And I woke up at 3 a.m. because I've got sinus. So sorry about that, guys, if you hear me sniffling. But and then I struggled to go back to sleep. And so I was kind of like in and out of sleep from 3 until my alarm went off.
Mm-hmm.
But I was ready to rock. But I was not going to get up until my alarm went off. Because other people were like, hey, I'm heading out. No,
At 3?
don't be asleep in there. No, as time went on.
Okay.
But I was like, all right, whatever. I'm like, I'm trying to get some rest. And part of it's because I feel the congestion, but I just feel like I may be a little bit lazy. I got a little bit lazy in me because there are days where I wake up and I'm like, I'm I'm like, I don't want to get up right now.
So I love this conversation, and it wasn't going where I thought it was going to go, but I want to stick there because the older I get, the more interested I'm getting in sleep. Like you can get these rings now that track your sleep and everything like that, which is it's wild how this device can tell me what I'm thinking about. Like if I've got some wet dream going on or something, if it just starts painting me a picture or some junk. But you were talking about your hours.
Yeah.
And how many hours, what?
Wipe your nose like this.
Oh, okay.
How's that? You got it.
Same girl called me out on that yesterday. Shout out. That's awesome. If you have any kind of friends, I don't care if you're a woman, guy, anything, and one of them's got a bat in the cave, just tell them. That girl came up to me and said, hey.
I couldn't remember a nice way to say it, so I was just going to go for the motion.
That girl came up to me and said, hey, I'm letting you know you got a bat in the cave. I was like, I appreciate you so much for telling me that.
Yeah.
There was a little part of me that wants to get humiliated, but I'm like, it happens to everybody. So anyway, going back to the sleep thing. There was a podcast done, and I cannot remember the person's name that was talking about it because I think they were actually talking about Jocko. They were talking about it because he only gets like 4 hours or so of sleep or something like that. How rare that is that you're somebody that needs that little of sleep.
Yeah.
Especially with the amount of activity he does.
Oh yeah, it's insane amount.
That's the crazy part. Because I remember working at UPS, and I was only getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep every day.
Yeah.
And doing UPS from 4 to 8, then 8 to 5, Cersei, and then 5 to 7 working out. I mean, it wore me out. So I would be very interested to see on what kind of sleep schedule that you have. Do you ever find yourself, though, like throw out the numbers.
Yeah.
Throw out how many hours you get of sleep.
Yeah.
A time that you wake up that you seem to be kind of maybe you feel better, more aware.
What do you mean, like a time, like a specific
like
number?
A specific time, yeah.
No, not really. The only time that I feel that way is like if my body wakes up naturally, pretty much. If I can naturally wake up, I'm up.
So you don't think it has anything to do with time?
Not exactly, no.
Like on the weekends, if you find that you're waking up at 8:30 versus you waking up at 6 on a weekday, feeling better. There's not much of a difference in that?
No, I think I actually oversleep on the weekends, and that's kind of been a problem. So like I'm probably not getting enough during the week, or maybe I am and maybe I just think it's not enough, or then I'm on the weekend and I don't know if I feel the need to catch up or if I've got that lazy bone. I'm not sure yet. I'm still working through that. But then I'll sleep like a crazy amount. But also sometimes I stay up too late, and there's other factors. But that's the one that's kind of like a mystery right now for me. Like I have no rhyme or reason to why I get good sleep these days and bad sleep these days. Now I have took a sleep supplement recently, and now that has helped me get deeper sleep. And that has made a difference.
I'm just curious, what time do you normally eat dinner?
Eat dinner? It depends. Am I eating dinner here? I'm eating dinner at my house.
Let's say your house.
My house? Let's say I leave work at 5:30. Get home 6. Probably 6:15 to 6:30.
Okay.
But I get in the house, drop my stuff off, and
that ain't bad then. I know if you eat very late, there's a myth out there that you cannot eat past 8 o'clock, or
that's bogus.
Or it just turns to fat. That's all bogus.
Yo, I'm crazy. I'll walk in there, and I try not to eat anything with sugar because I do think that has a negative effect. I used to go and smash an iced honey bun. Woo! Wash it down with a soda.
It's like eating cereal before you go to bed.
It's delicious. But back to the point. I try to have like better snacks.
Right.
Now the other day I did have caramel dip with an apple because I wanted it, and that was awesome.
Well, from the studies that I've done, you shouldn't have a ton of sugar before you go to bed.
Yeah.
But another one, I don't personally think you should have a ton of protein. Because protein is the thing that sits the heaviest on you or in you.
Yeah.
And it is what's required for your body to work harder to break it down.
Yeah.
So when your body works harder to break food down, it gets warmer.
Right.
And a lot of the time when you're trying to go to sleep, you do not want that happening while you're sitting there in bed, because then you get hot, start sweating and everything, and it tries to keep you from getting good sleep.
I did notice something the other day when I was trying to sleep that caused me a problem, and then I had another day that did the same thing, and so I was able to pinpoint what had caused it. Knowing your gastrointestinal system, your digestive system, and your stomach, your intestines, trying to get some of that a little bit more dialed in can play a big role. And so I really don't drink a lot of sodas. I drink a lot of tea, probably not as much water, but I drink water and stuff like that. I just try not to drink very many sodas, but I drank one not too long before I went to bed, and I felt the gas from the soda, the carbonation in my stomach. And it was like, instead of feeling bloated or anything like that, it just felt painful. And I was like, ugh.
Interesting.
And it happened two different separate times. And so I was able to pinpoint that, as well as just like other moments when I've ate food that's caused that same problem. And that caused me to have trouble trying to go to sleep as well as staying asleep. I can remember waking up more throughout the night.
You sleep with a fan or anything?
No. I go to sleep listening to something, and that's the only thing.
You listen with earbuds, you just listen to it loud?
Just listen to it on my phone.
So it go through all the whole nine, or does it turn itself off at a certain time?
Turn itself off when the video's done.
Your parents normally stay up later than you?
No.
Well, maybe you are getting good sleep.
Maybe I am. Maybe I am getting good sleep, and I just think I'm not. I have no idea.
Yeah,
that's part of my problem sometimes.
Be.
Is sometimes because I don't have a metric to base it off of, I have no idea. Maybe I'm getting crazy good sleep, and I've got tired eyes in the morning.
Trying to think of a way that you metric that.
I don't know how to measure it. Go do a sleep study.
Nah, there's got to be things at home you can do. Just like baseline stuff. Like for me, like today,
yeah,
I don't go to the gym on Wednesdays, or we don't go to the gym on Wednesdays. And
you don't go to the gym on Wednesdays.
I don't go to the gym on Wednesdays.
Every once in a while, I just skip multiple days.
But today kind of took a weird toll on me, because when I went to bed last night, I thought, normally I get up on Wednesdays and I edit the pod.
Yes.
And now we're filming the pod on Wednesday, so I'm going to just edit it as soon as I get done with it today.
Yeah.
And so last night when I got in bed, I thought, I don't have to be up to do anything this morning. I'm going to sleep in another hour. And that other hour, dude, just took a toll on me.
I've been contemplating that. You warned me of this, about setting an alarm and then turning it off and waking up to another one.
Yeah.
Or like have multiple set. And I'm still torn. I don't know how I feel about that yet, but I've been trying to track that, because that's what I'm bad about.
Right.
Like, if I wake up before my alarm goes off, even if it's 30 minutes, and it's like, my body, I'm like, my default is I'm going to squeeze 30 extra in.
Yeah, but then you're going to make it an hour.
Well, then I'm going to sleep through the alarm.
Right.
And then I'll wake up from my one that's like, you've got to go to work. That's why I have a backup alarm currently, because it's like, if I miss the gym, I can't miss work.
So you have 2 alarms set.
A little bit more than that.
So you're like Cammy. Cammy's got like 5 alarms
I've
set.
got 6. 3 for the gym, 3 for work.
Man, dude. See, I almost think you're tricking your brain into, if I just sleep through this one, next thing you know, you sleep through all of it.
I think there may be some, like, there may be some truth to that.
Yeah, right.
But I've not got the confidence to turn the other ones off, because what happens if I don't wake up to the one?
Well, just turn all your gym ones off except for the one gym one.
Yeah, but then I've been trying to decide, which one do I want to leave? Do I want the earliest?
Well, which one gets you to the gym at 6:30? That's the question.
The earlier one.
Then set that one. Because what time is that one?
5:30.
It's the same time I wake up, brother.
That sucks.
At this point in my life, I enjoy it, and I'm like you now. I'm not really good at this. I think I've said this multiple times on the pod of trusting my gut. I'm just not good at it, but I know now. It's like if I wake up and I got 30 minutes left, I'm like, I'm not going back to sleep. If I go back to sleep, it's gonna suck when I wake up.
Yeah.
So I just stay up. My problem is now that I'm figuring out is if I have to wake up in the middle of the night to pee, if I drink water, I'm dialed in after that, dude. I'm ready to like run a marathon or be the next Steve Jobs.
I rationalized it the other day. I woke up before my alarm. It's kind of funny. I said, Dylan said that sleep is more important. So I'm going to get this extra couple minutes in because I don't feel good with this congestion. And then I was running late.
Well, I say that to this day.
That sucks, though. I know, but then I feel like a piece of crap.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. That's a you thing.
That's the mental toll. That's the negative I was talking about earlier.
Why do you feel like a piece of crap?
Because I'm like, you lazy bastard, get out of the bed. That's what I feel like.
Then why don't you?
So I'm in the bed.
Hey, I understand easier said than done, and
oh my god,
I'm a freak to a certain level on this because I get so pumped to work out in the mornings.
Well, some of it though depends. Like, there's certain things that I have an unnatural drive for, and like when I wanted to go meet Jocko. And we did that 4:30 a.m. workout, and it's cold outside and stuff.
That sucked.
I was so excited.
No.
I was ready.
My body's still sore from thinking about that.
I almost threw up. Hey, let me tell y'all something real quick.
You can't say John does not go hard.
If you have a friend who's smart about fitness stuff, it's probably good to listen, but if you have my personality type, you're screwed. Because we show up, and Dylan and my brother, both very bad at working out guys. Both of them super jacked, well versed in their scientific and just like experience in the gym. So like some of it's scientific based, some of it experience based. Whereas like me, I'm like, yo, if we got to throw up to get this done, we're gonna do it because I'm gonna get this done.
That's so crazy because even if you throw up, it's not done. Like, you got to keep going.
Oh, I know, but that's my point. That's what if that's gonna make me feel better.
Oh, bro, there's no way that'll make you feel better. Was that your mindset the whole time?
No, my mindset was like, this is freaking Jocko. I'm gonna push as hard as I can push.
Okay. I was about to say, if your mindset was just let me throw up and I'll feel better, if you ever throw up and then continue to work out, it sucks so bad.
No, I was like, I'm gonna push as hard as I can push physically. Because that's what I feel like this is about. Mm-hmm. It's not about what's easy. It's not easy waking up at 4:30, way away from your home and working out.
Right.
But that's what I felt like it was about. And so I went as hard as I could go. And there was a part of me when I started to really slow down because it's going to get to you if you're not working out enough. And I wasn't at the time. And there's a part of that mental barrier of like, do I look like a wuss right now because I'm not keeping pace with everybody else?
Interesting.
And then I thought, no. If anybody else just seen how hard I pushed through the first 2 sets, okay, and I'm still giving everything I got, even if for every 5 years I do one, if that's all I've got to do one, then dog, I have nothing to be ashamed of because I literally gave it every ounce of energy my body had.
How did you make that switch? Because you said you thought at one time that all these people are looking at me and they're like, what is this guy doing? Because that is such a powerful thing. I wish so many more people would have, especially in the gym.
Yeah.
Because I got to talk with some people over the last couple of days that was like, it kind of worries me to go in the gym because they're like, all these people are looking at me.
Well, I'll cover that in a second. I did have a time I was worried about going in our gym. Different story. But wasn't about working out. Because I had a little bit of that when I first started working out, especially because story time with John. Sorry about this. A lot of rambles today. I'm going to try to keep them quick so we can get through some topics. But when I first started working out hardcore, Dylan was like, yeah, dude, come to the gym with me. Go to the gym with Dylan. He helps coach me through my first day of my workout plan. I've never really worked out serious in my life. And then leaves for a work trip, and I had to go the next 4 days without my bro in a new place. And I was like, well, I'm not a baby, but this is so gay. And I hope, that's not really PC, I guess, but oh well.
PC?
Yeah, it's not cool, I guess.
Well, no.
Call stuff.
I wish I didn't have to go on
not
the
doing
trip.
that. I'm saying call stuff gay. Some people think that's not okay.
Oh, I love that we're bringing the word gay back.
I think Shane Gillis brought it back.
For facts.
And I'm going to keep it.
For facts. I think it's hilarious.
I think it's funny,
He
too.
actually just came out on Kill Tony and said he's bringing the N-word back.
No.
He did, but he said it as a Trump
A
skit, and it
Okay.
was pretty darn funny. He said it to that guy that you'd like. I can't remember his name. He's always got wild hair.
Oh, my gosh. You talking about...
Black guy.
Bruh. Is he the one who does the guest appearance on Kill Tony?
Yes.
Yeah, I know you're talking about then.
I cannot believe I can't remember what his name is.
I can't think of it either.
Terrence or something? Is that it?
No, not Terrence. At first I thought you were going to say Joey Diaz.
No. It's y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But if you listen to comedy at least. But going back to the Jocko thing.
Yes.
Interesting question. So for anybody that doesn't know, this thing that we went to,
Yeah.
and I don't know if we've ever actually talked about it on here before,
think
but
so.
Jocko did something in a parking lot with Walmart to celebrate him putting products into Walmart.
Yeah, Jocko Fuel.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much just a big parking lot workout
Yes.
at 4:30 a.m.
Yep, and then a meet and greet after.
Yes.
Yeah.
And did it cost anything?
No.
So anybody could show up
Yeah.
and just you do a bunch of push-ups and everything. But for me, this is not stuff I'm used to doing.
Yeah.
I primarily like to do bodybuilding type
Yes.
workouts.
Free weights based lifting.
Yes, with nice steady tempos, really feel the stretch, nothing really quick, fast pace.
Yeah.
When you were doing
Yeah.
the Jocko thing, because that's kind of in a way when you were doing your whole challenge and everything beforehand,
Yeah.
you kind of did some stuff that was like that.
Oh, yeah. I'd actually had quite a long break, though, in between when I'd stopped my very aggressive workout plan and doing that. And so that's why I think it was a little bit harder for me because my cardio wasn't as high.
What was the feeling while you were doing the Jocko thing?
At first, it was awesome. I'm like, working out.
You enjoy that kind of stuff.
Jocko's here. Oh, yeah. Dude. What's that called? Calisthenics or body weight based exercises. That's my jam. For my height and weight, I can do a lot of volume normally in that if I pace it well, which I know what my pace is. And so that's kind of my realm. I really enjoy those days. So when I did full body calisthenics days on my super aggressive, 6 days a week I was doing, my full body calisthenics day was it was my favorite. Oh, bro, I'm going to get to go in here and do dips and push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups and all these different moves that are just weight-based or body weight-based. I'm like, this is awesome.
We ought to change it up tomorrow for you then.
Well, I don't know about that because I'm willing to do more of this
No.
strength. I think because yours is more strength-based.
Yeah, to a certain degree. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not powerlifting or anything like
Yeah.
that. I'm not trying to just push as heavy as I can, but I think a lot of people get wrong. In any kind of lifting scenario, you can do heavy stuff because heavy is different for everybody.
Yeah.
You can do heavy push-ups if you want.
Yeah.
If you want to get to the point to where you do 3 sets of 8 heavy, you're failing at 8 reps of push-ups.
Yeah.
Just put weights on your back.
Yeah.
Or find some way to increase it to make it harder to do handstand push-ups. It doesn't really matter. But we ought to try that. We ought to implement for you tomorrow. We'll just let you do all calisthenics stuff. However, I'm going to put the heaviness on it.
Okay.
So when we do pull-ups tomorrow, instead of
Oh, that's been so long.
and
It'd be
instead
bad.
of we'll see if we can't get 3 sets of 10 or good pull-ups, then we'll just leave it body weight. But the next exercise after that is going to be some kind of mid-level row. I have a workout that you could do that is a mid-level row, and I would be interested to see how you do it. And then for chest press, we could do push-ups, but we could do a decline push-up to make it harder on you.
Yeah.
So there's multiple different ways that you could do it.
Using bands is really awesome to do more intense push-ups. Using different types of resistance bands, you put them under your hands
Oh, yeah.
and around your back.
Yep.
So that's a little tip for anybody that's listening. That is so awesome, and you can do that anywhere. You can buy resistance bands, and you can take that to the beach. You can take that to the mountains. You can take that to your house. Doesn't matter where you're at. That's something you can do. like if you are somebody who's like at a different level, but maybe they don't have a gym, bro, carry your resistance band, and now you've just elevated your push-up game. Stuff like that. There's some things like that I've really looked into that I think are super cool from some of the guys who I've looked into on, like, they call it functional fitness, but
right.
Yeah, that's a whole different beast. I do want to, I guess because I didn't really answer it, but I want to jump back. How did I get in that mindset of, like, it doesn't matter when we're at the Jocko event? Like, if these people see me fail, in quotes, I don't know. I just thought it through. As I'm working out, I'm like, damn. I was trying not to cuss. I felt it coming.
You're good. You're good.
But I was like, dang. I'm slowing down. These people aren't slowing down. But then I did think, well, I'm slowing down, and my pace as I'm slowing down is what they've been doing. I'm like, okay. You can't knock a guy that was doing more than you, first off. And then when I got to the point where I was doing less, I thought to myself, they don't know me. They don't know how hard I'm pushing right now. You can't feel my muscles. And that's an aspect I've been trying to use for a lot of different types of ways of thinking. But, like, unless you're in my body, you don't know how hard I'm pushing, dog. Like, you could show up and have, like, the most coolest workout outfit and have a tactical weight vest, and then do half as many as I did and not actually have tried. You just wanted to look cool, right? And that's cool. If that's your agenda, that's fine. But if your goal is to push your body as hard as you can push to get the most out of that workout experience, then that's what my goal was, and I felt like I achieved it. And I can leave here proud that I did that. So it doesn't matter if I looked one way or the other, because I did what I came here to do. And I can sleep easy. That's my new thing I've been talking about. I can go to bed at night knowing that I did all I could do. And that's what it boils down to for me.
Well, I think
did I give it everything I had? Yes.
That is one of the things that, a lot of people think or a reason why I preach to the gym so much is I always say there's way more things that you will learn than just getting bigger or even getting stronger. One of the things is most people think, I'll only gain confidence because I start looking better. No. You'll gain confidence because you stop caring what other people think to a certain degree.
To a certain degree.
Right. I mean, you want to look good. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to be healthy and trying to look good.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, I don't think.
My brother said this. It's like getting to wear your favorite outfit every day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Noah's like Momoa on that commercial where he takes his muscles off. Just kidding. Just kidding, Noah. But, yeah, I agree with you so much because the amount of confidence that I gained over time, not from looking any different, because it takes a while for you to start really seeing a really change.
Yeah.
But just the difference of, hey, I'm going in this gym. These people are working out just like I am. They don't care what I look like. Mm-hmm. And if they do care what I look like, it might be in a good way.
Yeah.
Instead of me thinking, I wonder what all the bad things these people are saying about me. I can start thinking, what's all the good things they could be saying about me? And that's an awesome feeling to think.
Yeah.
So that's another reason, a big reason besides just getting healthy. I think a lot of people should try it. I'm not going to say everybody loves it.
Right.
I mean, by any means. But you just being able to go in there and being very proud of yourself.
I think it does help build some personal confidence as well. Because I can remember when I started going, especially whenever we went that first day, and then you had to leave, and I was like, great. I'm like, I said I was going to do this, and I'm going to stick to it. And so I did. And I can remember after about a week, I'm like, okay, I'm used to seeing these people. I'm used to coming in here. I'm kind of like, I'm becoming a regular. Mm-hmm. Because there's some people who you don't see every day. But the guys and the girls you see every day, and they see you every day. Mm-hmm. And then now, like let's make it longer. Now, I was doing it for a month. And these people are like, oh, yeah, this cat, he's got some dedication. And there was some small moments that was really rewarding along my workout path that I didn't see coming that I thought was really cool. And I guess I'll share them just in case somebody else, I had been working out for over a month, and nobody's like, oh, congrats, dude. I can tell you're getting stronger, this or that, besides like me and you talking about it. But this is like, that's your world, kind of. There wasn't just anybody in the gym who was like, dude, you're getting bigger, except for With. Yeah, shout out to With. He's like, bro, dude's awesome. You getting jacked? And I'm like, dude, you're the most jacked guy.
I know, dude's massive.
I know,
it's insane.
Like on this level, like,
he's just the nicest guy in the world.
He's so freaking nice. Yeah. He's awesome. But there was that moment where he was like, what's happening, dude? And I think he kept me more accountable after I finished my program, because it was like, dude, I didn't see you yesterday. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I know.
He finds that perfect line of, I'm going to give you a little bit of crap because I'm your buddy, but I'm doing it because I want to see you
I want to see you, yeah.
And that's huge.
I want you jacked.
With was one of the only guys that was not related to me besides the friend group that came to my bodybuilding competition.
Yeah.
And that meant the world to me because, like I said, this dude's huge. Like if y'all know this, it's insane.
He's jacked.
And he was one of, if not the main person that was like, dude, you're dedicated to this stuff. You ought to try it once. Yeah. And I'm so glad I tried it once. And there's a part of me that wishes to try it again.
Yeah.
But I need to find a really, really good coach. But he's that guy to this day that's like, dude, you've done it once.
Yeah.
And he's not even pushing. He's not pushing on the level of you getting hurt or anything.
Right.
I mean, he generally wants the best for you, and he sees that I have a passion in the stuff. So he's like, dude, anytime I see him, especially, I haven't seen him in the gym in a long time, and I really need to go work out with him. He works out in the afternoon with all the big shots.
Yeah.
But he'll tell me, he goes, dude, you've done it once. You've got it figured out now to a degree. He was like, just do it again, and you could see a whole different improvement. And I'm like, dude, that's so cool that somebody has that faith in you to do it. Yeah. But it takes a lot to do that.
Oh, for sure. And he was a major piece along my journey, I think, besides you, obviously. But there was another moment where I had to go to the gym because it was raining, so I couldn't do my outside cardio that I was doing on Saturdays, and it involved carrying a backpack. I had to have weight on me, and so I'm trying to not like make myself sound cool. So I'm trying to what do you call it?
No, dude. I mean,
trying to tone it down.
No.
I had to ruck. It was part of the program.
You're telling the truth.
I mean, it was part of the program, and so I think I was doing like 45 pounds in a pack, and so I was doing a very like rucksack style pack. It's got a waist belt as well as your shoulder straps, and just this cool cat walks up out of pure curiosity, and he goes, "Man, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, dude," I'm like, "What's up?" And I had my earbuds in, and I was like, "What's up?" And he was like, I've never seen anybody do what you're doing.
Oh, I remember you telling me this.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm just in here getting it, And he was like, are you one of those guys that hikes across America?
I told him that he should have said I hiked Mount Everest.
I was like, no, don't give me that kind of credit. I'm not. I said, this is just part of a plan that I'm on. I was just seeing if I could do it, really. Like, that's kind of where we're at. I'm pushing my body. And he was like, he looked at me like, what? And I thought, but it's kind of morphed into, I was like, I got a trip coming up. It's going to help me. My cardio is going to be crazy for this trip. And so I'll be set. And he's like, well, that's freaking awesome. He's like, you keep it up. He's like, I ain't never seen nobody doing this in the gym. And I'm like, thanks, man. And that was kind of cool because a lot of my moments like that, I was doing like outside of the eye of anybody, outside of like my friends, outside of my family. People who would normally like witness or know about me doing this stuff, nobody's seen it really. I did a lot of that stuff solo, and some of that is hard in its own right. If you don't think it is, I'll challenge you to get you a heavy backpack and then go do 6 miles starting out. It's nonstop. That outside, preferably on a trail. That right there, it's not. If you pick a place that's 100% flat, like I don't know if you live in the desert, that's a different beast. But if you have a place like around here where there's hills and stuff, it's not as easy as you think, especially when you're by yourself, because then those little monsters, I like to call them. And you're talking to yourself like, man, why are you doing this? Like, God, this backpack is heavy. If you just took a break, nah, push past that. Push past the weakness. You don't need to stop.
Even if you take a break, you got to get back.
No, some people don't, though. Some people, they're like...
They die?
No, but some people quit. Some people give up.
What? How do they get back to the rig?
Well, they walk back, but like the trail I was on was a circle most of the time.
Oh, gotcha.
And so I would have to make like so many laps.
Oh, I got you. I thought you meant just like you're on like a trail, and you're like midway, you're like, eh. You're like, I guess I'm going to camp here for tonight.
No, I'm saying like if you're just making laps. Now there was, when I did my biggest one ever, I mapped it out around like where I live, and I was going to hike from my house back to my house. Whew, grueling. That was a beast. And I know exactly what killed me. I know the exact mistake I made, and I know not to do it again. But there's some other stuff I've learned along the way to get better at those kinds of things.
What was the mistake?
I stopped. I ran out of water, so I didn't pack enough water. So not only was I carrying the weight of my like pack, and I literally put weight in it, back like these weight vest and like dumbbells in there to make it heavy. And so then I added a bunch of water. I had a canteen, I had a couple water bottles, and then my Camelback. Or my Camelback might have been busted. I busted it at one point, and it started leaking, so I may not have been able to use it, but I think it was still good at the time. But either way, I digress. And so I text my dad, since I was doing this around where I live. I said, hey, man, could you bring me some more water? And he's like, yeah, of course. And so I stopped. I shouldn't have stopped. I should have told him, hey, I'm headed this direction. Meet me with the water. Because when I stopped and he came and met me, I remember at one point taking my pack has like these little feet kind of on it, and I set them on the tailgate to take a little bit of the weight off my shoulders and hips. And I shouldn't have. I should have never stopped, and I should have never took the weight off of my body. I should have just suffered through it, took the waters, and kept trucking. And so I took a couple-minute break, and my dad was like, you better hurry up. It's getting hot out here. And it was like middle of summer. That was another.
Gotta love it.
That was rough. It was probably 98, 99, and I'm middle of the day. The hardest part of the day.
Humidity's up through the roof. Yeah.
I'm hoofing it. But after that, I had several times where I had to stop because I was just dying. And then the last mile, my feet hurt so bad. I thought they were bleeding in my shoes, but they weren't. They felt like it. I think from so much sweat that was in them, in my socks. I thought that might be blood, and they hurt so bad I couldn't even walk the whole last mile consistently. I had to do in like quarters. I think I stopped 4 times. I had to break it up into 4 pieces. I would just stop, I would walk, and then I would stop and catch my like, whew, I got this. And then I would walk, and then I would stop. Whew, I've got this. And that's crazy because like I can see my driveway, but your feet hurt so bad. But you have to push past that because like it doesn't matter. Your feet, like they're not gonna go anywhere. I'm not gonna get to my house and my feet have to be amputated. So just
you don't think?
Just get home. Like that's the goal right now. Nothing else. Don't worry about it. And I think I might have ran out of carbohydrates. That's just something else I learned. I started carrying gummies with me, like Welch's gummies from the store. That is a huge boost when you've done like 8 miles. And your body's burning calories, especially in the middle of summer like I was. Being able to get some sugar and some stuff in you just to get you a quick boost, to get you like refocused, drink some water, and then like you can pick your pace back up. Because I was trying to keep a certain pace. Mm-hmm. You know, I was trying to do like, it was crazy. I think I was trying to do like 7-minute miles. And I was killing it, actually. I did probably 8 to 9 miles worth of it very fast. My dad was tracking me on our like Life 360, and he was like, "Oh my gosh!" He's like, "You were like sub 7." He like, "You were huffing it, dog. You were like moving."
That's wild.
And I was pushing as hard as I could. Plus, there's some wild blackberries along the route. I was getting a little bit of extra nourishment in there. But after that, because I'd never gone that far yet, that's when it really started to. It was a fight.
I've never, and me and you've done some extensive hikes.
Our biggest one was that 8 miler. Supposed to be 12, only did 8. We missed a trail.
Right, and now I've got to the point every Saturday I go and ride the bike,
Yeah.
and I'm going keeping my heart rate at like 150, I think it is, for like 35 minutes or so. And I have yet to find a time to where trying to find the right word for this, enjoy carbohydrates. Because I know you're right, because a friend of ours, Lance, he rides bikes on the road.
Yeah.
And he told me about keeping these little like almost yogurt packets of stuff that you could.
I know what you're talking about.
And
they're like energy gels.
I have such a weird feeling when I eat or drink anything when I'm doing activity. I don't know. Like I never drank Gatorade when I played basketball. For some reason, it does not do good for me. Now I know there's a time in there.
Yeah.
And I'm anxious to find that time because I'm adding my time on the bike every Saturday because I don't really want to go past on the heart rate, like as on how hard I'm going for that time, because I know where my limit is to where I will be really sore the next day.
Yeah.
And I find that adding time instead of me adding intensity to a certain degree, I don't get as sore that I can recover enough to be able to do it the next time. Because the time before then, I cranked up the time and I cranked up the intensity, and I was sore for the next 3 days, and I'm sure my leg day suffered because of it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find that time to when I need the carbohydrates to kick in. I just thought of something else really random. Like I said, we're kind of scatterbrained today. But do you know what time Academy closes?
10.
Do you know, do they keep Gorilla Mind stuff there? I know they keep supplements now.
I don't know, but if we want to make a trip, I really need to go by there.
Well, I'm going to look on their website here in just a minute. Yeah, we got time. So, any other things that you've been able to tell from
working out?
From working out.
So I do want to. I don't know. We covered it a little bit, but you know how I told you, like, there are days where I feel bad if I'm like you lazy bastard, you missed the gym today.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I carry a lot of mental stress from just work and the stuff I think about and just different, like how deep I like to go into things and stuff. And so sometimes I feel like that plays into it, but I don't ever want to use anything as a crutch. It's the same way I feel about cigarettes and dip or alcohol. If you use it recreationally, like you enjoy it, sure, I think that's okay. But if you use it as a coping mechanism, that's bad. That's a weakness, I feel. And nobody will change my mind on that, I don't think. But that's how I feel about stuff like that. Like, am I using my workload to justify how I feel about something? Because if I am, then I need to figure out how to quit that, because that's being a baby.
Well, also ask yourself this, and there's nothing wrong with this. A lot of people think there is a serious issue if you do not enjoy the gym. Like, they think that's an issue. It's not. Some people just do not like going to the gym. That's the thing. It's just like me, and I've talked about this thousands of times. You can call me whatever you want. You can bring a 9mm to the back of my head and shoot me if you think it's this big of a deal. I do not like reading.
Oh,
I don't.
Yeah.
I wish I did.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I wish I liked.
Yeah. Same.
But reading, I just don't get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
And maybe there's probably a line of reasons behind that, and they're probably not good ones. I mean, we got social media where you can scroll for every 5 seconds, and your brain's trying to keep up with everything that goes up and down on it. And then you got work and all this other stuff.
Shout out to my brother for pointing that out.
Maybe plays a part in it. I just don't like reading. All this to say, do you actually enjoy the gym, or do you just enjoy getting to hang out?
So that's something that I was thinking about. The gym, I don't think helps me mentally as much as it does most people, or a lot of people who I do think it affects. I do think it has some effect. I do think it has helped improve my mood to a certain degree. And it helps release certain chemicals and things to help me better regulate how I'm feeling. With that being said, I do not get the same level of relaxation or the same level of what's the right word I'm looking for? Release or interaction or whatever it is that I get from coming over here and visiting with the group or visiting with you. Like, if you don't go to the gym, it's really, really hard for me to make it worth my time.
Is there anything different that, and like I said, you can critique anything that we do because my level of, level's not the right word. My kind of working out versus Cammie's kind of working out is the totally different, is 1,000% different.
Yeah.
Cammie hates the gym times 10 if she has to do what I do.
Yeah.
I enjoy what I do. She doesn't. She likes doing a different kind of thing. So the question I would ask you, is there anything that we or you could change that would make you like it more? And it might actually not be, say, movements or anything. It might be, hey, let's sit down and set a goal of something that you achieve. Because when you looked back at your challenge that you were doing, did you enjoy the gym then, or did you just enjoy trying to beat the challenge?
There was days that I enjoyed it.
Well, of course.
But they were sprinkled. Most of the time, I was in there to absolutely decimate my goals. That was and I mean, when I say decimate, I was willing to give it everything I had to like, because I had something to prove. I had a goal, and I wanted to know. And I'd also heard a quote, and I was curious. A guy said, "A man who never knows what his peak like physical fitness is, that is sad, because you have missed out on like what you're capable of, physically, mentally, emotionally, because it does change some of that, whether you want to accept that or not. Obviously, it does physically, but I'm saying the emotionally and the mentally." It has the ability to help, I do believe. And I butchered the quote, but that was part of it. I'd never worked out serious, and I thought, I talk big game, and I say I can do all of these things. Do I really got it in me? It's almost questioning myself. And I thought, yeah, I've got it in me. I'm a little bit cocky in that sense. But, as Kid Rock likes to talk about it, that is what it is. I'm cocky. If you back it up, then it is what it is. And so I did. That was my plan. I'm going to back up my cockiness. I'm going to do this very aggressive workout plan. I'm going to work out 6 days a week. I'm going to do upper body free weights. I'm going to do lower body free weights. I'm going to do, no, maybe I've got it wrong. It's been a while. Upper body free weights, full body calisthenics, sprints, which Wednesday was just sprints. That was crazy, by the way. That's how I hurt my leg. And then,
well, that was the next question I was going to ask you.
And then I did legs, and then I did free weight legs, and then I did free weight full body, and then I did a ruck, and then I ran every Monday.
Did you get more benefits out of that challenge than you did? Whatever. I still don't know if I know the opposite of benefits, but
was there any negative effects, I guess?
Did you have more negative effects than good effects?
No.
You had more good effects.
Yeah. But one of the negatives is one that I've heard recently, and it's my voice sounds so much deeper. Sorry, I've had to just say that. I don't know why it sounds so deep right now, but one of the negatives was something that I heard a guy say recently. If you're going to do something like working out and you set a plan like that one, it's so aggressive that you're going to get burnt out, then you'll never stick with it for a long period of time. And that one technically wasn't meant to be a long period of time. Like, it's designed, it's called prep. It's a prep workout program. That was only designed to get you to a certain level of physical fitness. And it was a certain level that like certain military people are at. And I thought I had it in me to do that kind of like absolute grinder of putting my body through that on top of my day-to-day life and stuff. And so I would. And I completed the challenge. Not to say that I'm as good as these other guys who are doing like amazing, miraculous things. No. But I can definitely push through, even though it's like, I've got sprints today. But I still showed up. I still did my sprints, and I did the best I could. There was one day I did have to wimp out a little bit, but that's after I blew out the backside of the thigh. I don't know what's that muscle on the backside?
Hamstring.
The hamstring. Oof. Hurt it bad, and that was rough. But
I think sitting down and figuring out what you really enjoy, what you like. Tell me something you do enjoy.
What do you mean?
Like, if you went in the gym by yourself.
Yeah.
Perfect example. You go in the gym by yourself.
Yeah.
What is your things that you're going to do? You don't have me to tell you to do stuff. You're going to do stuff you like to do. What do you like to do?
First thing, I want to start the week off with a bench press. Love the bench press. And I like switching it. I learned that from that workout program. I like to go from flat bench to incline. That was really fun. And I realized by doing that, when I would go to incline, it helped my flat bench insane amounts.
A lot of people say that.
My weight increase was insane. Whoever designed that, if that's why they designed it that way, if you really follow that program and push your body, my ability to move more weight never stopped. I kept going up the entire time.
Okay, so we got bench press, we got incline press.
So I want to go.
So you actually do enjoy doing those?
Yeah, love bench press.
Okay.
So I want to do bench press, and then I want to do some kind of like row. I enjoy cable row, but I enjoy doing it close grip. Okay. That just seemed funner for me. I don't know if I got really good mind to muscle connection, but gosh, dog, I was strong. So I've got a push, I've got a pull movement because I like to do all my upper body at once. So I did that. I enjoy doing different types of curls. We can do an easy bar curl, that's like the fixed weight, or I can do, and there's different variations of that. I'm cool with that. And then different types of dumbbell curls, doing hammer curl or just straight up, just standard curls with dumbbells. That's fun. Doing different types of tricep workouts. I like to mix that up. Just skull crushers sucks. I get burnout. So then I did some different, like laying down and using the easy curl bar. It comes to like bring it towards your head. Mm-hmm. Woo! That's awesome. And I would do it. I would do it in a negative. It was a negative skull crusher, and then I would press the weight.
Yes.
So I could do more weight on a negative because I didn't have to push it up.
Right.
And I felt like it grew my triceps faster by doing that. So that was fun. So
it emphasized the stretch more.
So bench press, row, curls, don't care.
I'm it's interesting right now because I thought you were going to say a bunch of body weight exercises.
What I enjoyed most was like my Mondays, dude. When I went in there and I did upper body free weights, it was awesome. I felt the most alive.
Well, we're doing that tomorrow.
So,
except for we're starting with pull-ups.
And so I that was something else I enjoyed because I think pull-ups is kind of like, if you can do a lot of pull-ups, it's kind of like, man, that guy's a badass.
It is very impressive.
I don't know. There's something to it. And like when we went to Muscle Beach in California, the OG, not like the more modern one, they had some different like calisthenic areas, and I was able to get out there and like just goof around. I didn't do nothing crazy. There was guys out there doing crazy stuff.
Right.
But just being able to like mess around,
yeah,
or like climb the rope really fast, or there was 2 ropes hanging, and I was able to climb both of them. Stuff like that. A little bit of show of your physical prowess is fun, I think. But those are the movements that I would really enjoy, and then after that, I'm willing to do maybe just some, I don't know, some random stuff though in there. I did some different things with some kettlebells and stuff like that. So just stuff to mix it up. But that's what I enjoyed. I enjoyed lifting freaking heavy, doing 3x3 on my bench press. I want to be lifting heavy.
Well, we'll get you doing that tomorrow.
Then. I can't tell you what made that so enjoyable. Maybe it's because it was like, I only got to do 3.
It might be.
All right.
It might be.
But I gave it everything I had, and I tested that one day, and that's part of what makes it fun, is when you gave it everything.
Interesting. Well, yeah. we got a plan for you tomorrow then. So if you show up.
Hey, I think I'll be there.
Well, John Boy, do you got anything to finish us out on? I started my timer a little late, so I think it's probably a little over an hour. We've probably been talking. So,
all right, well, yeah, let me wrap us up with a little bit of a ramble. I hope y'all got something good out of this. That was kind of just, what would you sum that up as? Different random thoughts,
Scattered
physical
brain
fitness,
podcast
scattered brain
for today.
podcast.
Yeah.
So if you stuck with us till the end, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hang in there. We got more stuff coming down the pipe.
Yep.
We've been real busy in our personal lives, so we have to we're moving stuff around. So hang in there. Hope you enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
I enjoy being here. I enjoy doing this for you guys. So thank you.
That's it, guys. That's a wrap on episode 33. I hope y'all have a great rest of your night. Hopefully I can have this uploaded and edited tonight.
Yeah.
So hopefully. Have a good one, guys. We're out.
Out.